we're hanging out with Sarah Brooks, one of the attorneys. She's been very instrumental, very resourceful to the Kenyan community in DFW, and we paid our visit today to know more about her trade, and so she's gonna tell us what she offers, and she's gonna give us her social media handles, how you can reach her, and basically she's gonna talk about her law firm right now. Sarah.
Yes.
You're one of the winners of D Awards.
Yes.
Was that 2016? So tell us a little bit about it.
The D Awards. So I was nominated for the D Awards.
Wow.
And again, it's all these big agencies, all these businesses in the whole country. I won the best outstanding agency.
Wow.
That is because of the work that we do. And even after that, I've been nominated for D Awards 3 times.
Yes.
Of course, I didn't win the other 2 times, but at least I've won 1.
Yes.
I also got nominated on Mashujaa Awards a couple of times,
yes.
of course. That one is held in Houston too. And also last year I was nominated.
So 2019 D Awards nomination. I'm seeing your name out there.
Well, we'll see. And I hope I win, because it's not about winning.
Yes.
To me, it's not even about winning. To me, the fact that I've been nominated for this award, the fact that my name, Sarah Brooks Law Firm, has been nominated says something, because it means these are my clients who appreciate the work that I do. They are clients who are happy.
Yes.
And I don't do advertisement. My advertisement or my business is all referral.
Yes.
When there's community stuff, I will show up, I will support. I interact with the community. That is how my business gets business. I don't pay any commercial agency, I don't pay any commercial TV or any commercial television to advertise my business.
Yes.
I don't do that. So anytime we get nominated or get our name mentioned somewhere, that's a true testament of our work, regardless of whether we win or not. It doesn't matter. The fact that my name is being mentioned somewhere.
Mungu ni mwema, and thank you for the work you do for the community.
Thank you so much.
Sarah, why did you decide to call your law firm Sarah Brooks?
So as I said, when I started out as what do you call it? I started out with a paralegal, so I'd already been known. And for those of you who don't know, I've done different businesses in the community. Those of you who know me from Memorial Weekend, they've seen me sell food. At one point, me and Benny Sentongi used to own what was called the Real Backyard then, if you recall then.
Okay.
I was a part of the kitchen. So I've done different things. And apparently here in America, for those of you who wonder, when you come here, you lose your middle name most of the time.
Yes.
Because everywhere you go, they know you by your first name and your last name.
Yes.
And so I didn't know if I should do a Remo law firm. But then I thought if I do a Remo law firm, I'd be setting myself at a disadvantage. Because remember what you talk being a minority.
Yes.
You have to look for a way to shine. And my law firm is not for a particular community. My law firm is not for a particular tribe. I do this because I have a passion. So I decided to take the norm, and the norm is last name, first name and last name. So I called it Sarah Brooks Law Firm.
Wow.
But if you look on all my card, I insist on being called by 3 names because I love my middle name. But apparently when those people who call me my middle name, they don't call me Wairimo, they call me Nimo. But that is the reason why I decided to call it my Sarah Brooks Law Firm, because that was my first and the last name, and the name that I'm well known in the community.
Wow. So talk a little bit, talk about the product, what you offer.
So what I offer is, when I first started in my law firm, I was like what you call a general practitioner. A general practitioner is a law firm that whenever you walk in there, they take any case you bring to them. And I started there. You have to start somewhere. But by my second, third year, I'd already decided what I wanted and what I had a passion for. So I ended up narrowing my practice and specializing. If you look on some of the certificate that I showed you there, I had to go back, despite the fact that I was an attorney, I had experience, I had to go back to really make myself stand out there. So I decided to do immigration, family law, criminal defense, and I do personal injury and business law. let me start with the business law. I do business law because, hey, I'm a business owner. I've owned different businesses. I still help people. And also on one of my certificates that I showed you sometime when I was still in law school, I'd gone to China to study too, because I thought I was going to get into what you call maritime law, which also deals with business. So I still have that passion for business, being that I'm an entrepreneur myself and own other businesses.
Wow.
And then when it came to personal injury became a personal injury attorney by default. The first case that ever walked into my law firm when I opened, it was a personal injury law. I never thought in my wildest dream I'd practice it, but that was the first case that worked. Somebody had gotten into an accident, they'd been hit by another truck, and they needed representation. And before realizing it, I found out that I have a passion for it. So I've been doing a lot of personal injury cases. As far as criminal defense is done, we do criminal defense, but the reason why we do criminal defense, because if you look on immigration, most of the people who end up in removal proceeding on immigration trouble, like especially the removal proceeding, which I will talk more about that, there's something that triggers them to get into this trouble with immigration, maybe through an arrest or through something. So in order for me to be an effective and the best representation for immigration, I also had to understand the background of criminal defense in order to be able to help my clients. Because at times we realize that the problem when they're in removal proceeding, like for example through domestic violence, DWI, in order for us to achieve the best result on the immigration part, we have to start with the root of the problem.
Sure.
So we try to minimize the damages during a criminal defense. If we can dismiss some of these charges, or even if we get a plea deal, it's going to be a plea deal that's not going to affect you significantly when it comes to your immigration case. So that's why it's difficult to separate all that. Family law, hey, family law comes with also immigration. How are you going to practice immigration and not do family law?
Sure.
Because some of the petition we do are family based, like for example marriage based or all that. We also do what we call VAWA for domestic violence cases. So, and a lot of those domestic violence cases are also tied to the family law. So that's what we do. And then if you look at immigration, which is my favorite, and family law and immigration makes up for 70% of my law practice. If you look at the immigration, I'm a foreigner. When I started this law firm, I started it with the mind of knowing where I've come from and where I'm heading. So I have a passion for immigration. And one of the things that makes my law firm, and I think that's one of the things that has made me be outstanding in the community, is because I do some of the technical immigration works that most typical law firms don't do. And I do what we call defensive immigration. And defensive immigration is where you're in removal proceedings, and we step in to come see what can we do to make you stay in the country legally, or at least even and to make the judge also have some mercy on you, at least to make you stay. So that is where I come in when it comes to doing immigration, which is what we call removal proceeding, or dealing with the immigration court. Okay, in order for you to do that immigration court, of course, there are some requirements you have to do to be able to be allowed to practice on that immigration court. What we do, we help people get bond. You've been arrested. The first person you'll call is your family or you, which is most of the time your family. Will call Sarah Brooks Law Firm because you're in immigration hold. Once we find out you're in immigration hold, we try by finding out what is the root problem, what is the root cause, what made you be on this immigration hold. Did you do something on a traffic stop that triggered you to be arrested, or the police officer to check on your status, or was there an altercation that caused you to end up in the criminal part, like to end up in jail, and then now they put a hold. So we help your family and yourself work through the criminal part, see how we can get you on a bond through the criminal part, and then if you're moved to the immigration, released to the immigration, we still continue. And that is the advantage that makes you be represented by Sarah Brooks, in that we're not just criminal attorneys, we are also your immigration attorneys. So when we start with you on this criminal part, we will work with you even through your immigration staff.
Yeah.
And so that is one of the things that we really do. Once you get into the immigration, we step in, we continue representing you, we get your bond with the immigration. If we're not able to get your bond, there are alternatives. We can help represent you while you're inside. And usually when you're represented, you're inside, your process will move much faster. So we try to explore what are the options you have to make you become legal, and present those to the judges, at least to make the judge put a hold on your removal proceeding while we explore those options for you.
So you've given us too much, and
there's nothing like too much.
I would love you to share your social media handles or your contact if somebody's watching and they want to reach you.
So if you want to reach me, the best and the easiest way to reach me is by calling. Okay, and you can call us. It's a very, very easy number for you to remember, 214, which is the area code for Dallas. 888, you can't forget that. And then you have 6834. So the number to call is 214-888-6834. If you remember those numbers, even when you're detained, you call us. We always pick up the collect calls. We'll always come to visit you in jail if you're detained, if you're in immigration hold. Remember that number, call us, we'll help you get in touch with your family, contact them and see how we can help you. On social media, you can always follow me, Sarah Brooks Law Firm PC. We have a social media on Facebook. That is the easiest way to keep up to date on the newest laws, and when they're breaking news, like something has happened, we'll always be there on social media to help you find out what's happening. Also, if not on social media, you can always walk into our office. We recommend that you call and get an appointment. And the reason why I say get an appointment, because my job entails me being in the office and also being in court and being in immigration court, sometimes being in mediation. So you don't want to walk in and not find me. So I recommend you call in. Okay, just call in. I always have assistant. As you guys have seen, my office is always open. Even if I'm not in the office, the phone will ring and somebody will pick up. If nobody picks up the phone, it will transfer to my cell phone. And immediately I see that message or that missed call, I will pick up if I'm available to speak. If not, I will call you. Also, when you call after hours, the first thing when you come in the morning is try to respond to those missed calls. So the best way to get a hold of us is by first calling. If you can get a hold of us, then you can always try to inbox me on social media at Sarah Brooks Law Firm PC, and if that's the best way to contact us.
Wow. Wacha niulize swali. One of my last questions.
Yes, and it better be a nice one, not a tough one, because they say the last one is the difficult one.
No, it's an easy one. It's basically about you. What's the best memory you have? What's the best case? Is it case zenye upeleka kotini? Which one is the best memory that you won? A case that you won?
The best case that I ever won was one that I represented a minor. And a minor, I mean, was a 16-year-old, and it was a criminal. Generally, they were trying to charge them as an adult. And so it was quite a difficult case, because this is a 16-year-old, and they'd recently come also in the country. They hadn't been here even for like a year. So there was a culture shock. But mnajua watoto wa nyumbani ni wajuaji, si kama huko America. So the crime that they done, they were like, they'd meditated, they knew what they were doing, and they should have been tried as an adult. And to me, the victory was just to even just get them to charge this kid as a minor. And even after we did as a minor, they were able to understand the culture difference, the shock that this kid was going through. And because of that, they were able to, instead of charging this child, to put them through special classes to cope with the culture and all that. The other case that I would say, because I have two, was one whereby I picked up the case from a different attorney. The case had been going on with immigration. They'd been denied their paper, and so they ended up being put under removal proceedings. And during the removal proceeding, they ended up picking a DWI, and they were arrested, and they ended up putting a hold on them. So when I came in, they'd already tried for the bond, and the bond had been denied. So I had to do what you call a bond redetermination. And for us to get that, you have to show the judge there's a circumstance, something has changed that wasn't available the first time, and that is why we are doing it. So we were able to get a bond, and to me that was a victory. Thank you for taking time to really inquire about me, like me, Sarah Brooks, not so much about my law firm. Usually I meet people, they ask me about, tell me about Sarah Brooks Law Firm, tell me about this particular law, but this is the first time somebody has really taken time to ask me to, like, a presenter has really taken time to ask me to tell them about me, like me, where I came from, where I've grown, what I've gone through to get to this journey. And for that, I really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I hope my story can inspire another young person to work hard and to always remember it's not about where you come from, but it's about where you're heading and your vision you have for yourself.
Thank you so much.